What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Plant Movement Podcast. My name is Willie Rodriguez, and I got my brother from another mother, Eddie Gonzalez, with me, my partner in crime. And today, guys, we're doing another episode, and this one we want to dedicate it to the time we spent going to the landscape show. And we just want to talk about the landscape show, our experiences, the fun behind the scenes of all the craziness we had to do to even make it happen. But we did it, and the video drops tonight. So when you guys watch this, it's already on IG. You can go check. No, not on IG, on YouTube.
On YouTube.
It's on YouTube under the Plant Movement Podcast on YouTube, so you guys can check it out there. It was filled with love, and it was just an awesome experience.
Yeah, and you can find it easy too. Go to our Instagram. Link is on the bio. Just click the bio, and you'll be able to find it there.
Go to you can or just go on YouTube. The Plant Movement Podcast on YouTube.
Yes.
We had fun, man. Yeah. I love going to these shows. I grew up going to these shows. Not all the time, but I did. And it's always a great time, and it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful, right? There's so many cool plants, so many cool people, so many products. It's insane. It's like these shows are put together for a purpose, and the networking that goes on behind the scenes there while you're there. It's a 3-day event, right? The FNGLA puts on the landscape show. That's what we're talking about. This is for the state of Florida. There's a bunch of different associations that do it around the United States. I haven't been to any other ones. Maybe one day I do, right? But I do know a lot of people that have. I know people from here that they go to all of the shows. They'll do 20 shows a year throughout the United States. In Ohio, they do a bunch of shows.
That's excellent.
Texas, they do a lot. Arizona, Cali, right? There's just so much opportunity by going to these shows because you meet a bunch of people that are in the industry, and everyone's there trying to hustle, trying to do their thing, trying to make a sale. Right, it's funny.
It's definitely a learning experience.
You
learn different things and what other people do in different places.
Yeah, and products, right?
Yeah.
Products, like you can jump on Google and you can look for something, and maybe it pops up, maybe it doesn't. But going there, you can see something in person. Because let's face it, a lot of companies aren't the first people to pop up on YouTube. Right. I mean, on YouTube, on Google. Sorry,
Google search.
Yeah, on Google search. So going there, you can see these products that can benefit you.
And they all revolve around your market.
Everything's
that's the
industry based.
Yeah,
and that's what's so cool about those shows. And it's a 3-day event. I've never gone to the whole 3 days. I always go one day and out. But they put on so many things, even classes they do behind the scenes. They have classes that go on and certifications that you can get certified in certain things while you're there. And it's just cool. It's a whole vibe. You guys got to definitely check it out.
Yeah,
they do it
especially if you've never done so.
They do it in Orlando. That's the landscape show. And then FNGLA puts on another show called the TPIE show. That one's in Tampa. That one's more like flowering stuff, people that sell like flowering material. And it's the same thing. You see, you get a bunch of everything there, but it's mostly like flowering items. But it was cool, man. So I want to tell you guys the story of how we got this. So I don't remember what was going on. I remember that it was crazy. Like work was crazy. Eddie, normally guys, for those of you that don't know, most of the time when you see me at a show or anything like that, I haven't slept. I haven't done nothing. I normally pull all-nighters. Disclaimer. Normally pull all-nighters. And I do that because I have other things I got to take care of. I can't drop everything to go to a show, right? I have other things I got to take care of, make sure everything's right before I go. So this time, we got a hotel room. Eddie left
the night
early.
Before.
Yeah, Orlando's like 3.5 hours away from us.
Right.
If you're in a car. If you're in a semi, it's about 5. And so he left early. He got there, did his thing. And then I couldn't leave till around 10 o'clock at night. So I left around 10 o'clock at night. And I got there like around 2 in the morning, something like that.
Yeah, 2.
Went to bed around 2:30 in the morning, which if you followed us on IG, you saw some of the stories. I took a picture of just the parking lot of that hotel, and it was filled with white trucks. Yeah. So it's like, hey, there's a landscape show somewhere around here with all these white, company vehicles. So went to sleep, slept 2-3 hours, woke Eddie up.
For real.
I started playing music in the corner while I'm getting dressed just to hype myself up and wake up. Right, from not sleeping. And I hadn't probably slept a couple nights before that either. And we're ready, man. Right? It's when you have an energy, when you're hyped to do something, the energy's there, and it doesn't matter if you slept or not. Who cares, right? It's game time.
You don't sleep.
It's game time, right?
And I wasn't 100%. So,
Yeah.
so he had enough energy for the both of us. That's for sure.
So we went and we had scheduled with Sean from Shade Tree to do a podcast on site there at his booth. We were going to do it there on a booth, or he also had a room upstairs with a beautiful big glass window that overlooked the whole show, right? But I'm glad we got to do it at his booth because, I don't know, it was just nice there.
Yeah, the whole vibe was good.
The whole vibe was good, and then it was nice because a lot of people got to see that he was getting interviewed.
Right.
So they're like, hey, well
gave him some credibility.
why is this guy getting interviewed like that, right? So it was cool, and we did the podcast with Sean. It came out killer.
Yeah, awesome.
We actually showed up to the wrong building.
Oh, yeah.
Driving over there. So we're driving over there, and normally the landscape show is at the other building. They have multiple buildings in that convention center.
You'll see it at the introduction of the video.
So we were at the wrong building. I'm like, man, we're super early, man.
For real.
It was like 7 a.m.
For real.
Nobody was there. I'm like, oh, we're VIP for real.
For
But
real.
it was so VIP that we were in the wrong building.
For real.
So
Sean's waiting for us. Like, yo, where you?
yeah, where you guys at?
Oh, we're in the building, bro.
I'm
What
like,
you
man,
talking
I
about?
can't park behind me. I'm like, man, I can't find your parking, your
your
car. I
car.
can't find where you parked. So we figured out we're in the wrong building, got to the right building, set up, and it was awesome. Killer episode. That one comes out after this one.
Legit, like one. It's top.
It's a really good one that Sean, just so you guys know, so you can tune into the next one. He owns and operates family business, 350 acres. Dad started it from zip. And he is on the Grades and Standards Committee. He's on the FNGLA board. He's so involved.
And well-rounded.
Well-rounded. He's an
definitely
awesome
well-rounded.
guy. He's a character. He's a family man, a godly man. He's just an awesome guy all the way around. And I was blessed to be able to sit next to him and listen to his stories.
No, he killed it.
And he killed it. He came
Great
with the
job.
fire. He came with the fire. So you guys, the next episode, stay tuned because you already know. It's packed with information. We talk about a bunch of stuff.
Episode 24.
24. So we did that. And then after that, it's like, okay, we went with a couple things in mind of what we want to do. We always have a plan when we go there. And we just went walking around. And I've been in the industry for my whole life. So I know a couple people. And it's just awesome, man. The amount of love that we felt that day was cool, man. The fact that we're getting recognition for doing this was awesome as well.
True.
You know, having people, you guys that came up to me, like I said in the stories, you see me, just make sure you say what's up. We have people come up, say hello. We got to take some awesome pictures with some awesome people. We got to see Billy Dio, which for Billy Dio, if you guys don't know who he is, he's the, I don't know his title there, Billy. I'm sorry, Billy. I don't know your title there 100%, so I'm not going to say it, but he puts the shows together. I can tell you that. He's the guy to know. If you want to be connected in the FNGLA, you want to be connected with anybody, it's Mr. Billy Dio. So that's cool. And I've known Billy for a long time as well. So we got to see him, which was awesome because he's a busy man, especially while the show's going on. He's the guy that'll make sure that everything's perfect. If he needs something, he'll probably go and stop what he's doing to go make it happen for you.
A little like our buddy Adam, right?
Yeah, like Adam.
The home design.
Like Adam. Except Adam, he calls himself the director, but he's the owner, guys. He's incognito, right? He doesn't want you to know that. That way, if you have a complaint, you can tell him, and then he'll be like, "All right, I'll
talk to the
I'll talk to the boss. I'll let you know."
For real.
But it was awesome, man. The vibe was killer. The products there were amazing. I got to see so many different products. I got to link up with different companies for like that to search plants and stuff like that online. That one of them we're going to be doing a podcast with, which is called Landscape Hub. I believe we're going to be doing that one. That one's in the works. So let's see if we can get an episode with them. And there's just so much creativity. Like the second you walk in, there's nothing but beautified elegance everywhere. Like all the plants are just beautiful, man. The way that they put things together.
Everything.
We saw Excelsa Gardens. One of the things that stood out to me the most was Excelsa Gardens.
The bed.
The bed.
Yes.
They made a plant bed out of orchids. Super cool. It comes out in the video that drops, that's already out. You guys can check it out. And it's just the creativity, man. There was another one that was, it was big toothpastes. Big toothpaste that I filmed it, but I never posted it. And it's like if there were squeezed tubes, and I'm talking about massive. I'm talking about like 6 feet big, like jumbo toothpaste. And like if it squeezed out the toothpaste and it was impatience or it was annuals.
What the heck? Did I miss that entirely?
It was in the entrance. It was in the entrance.
I missed it entirely.
It was like a couple bays in on the
I
entrance.
didn't record it. I'm sorry.
It was awesome. We saw like another one that really stood out to me, like beautified, glamorous one was Pottery Patch. They like went above and beyond. They even brought in fountains. They always do.
Too. Yeah.
They incorporated little fountains and then like a stack of beautiful, elegant pots. Right, they're like planters you could put inside the house or in your apartment, wherever, office. But then they had like a waterfall in one, and they kept on stacking it. And they had plants hanging on string in the air, like super cool. Like it's like if you want to go to the show, it's so competitive, and that's what's awesome about the show is it makes you push yourself, you know. And then to be able to set that up, I think they only have 2 days to set up. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know the show starts Wednesday, so I would assume it will be Monday they let you in, right? And then we saw people that do field-grown items, right? We saw 305 that
305 Farms.
305 Farms.
Right.
Big, beautiful stuff. Like a bunch of
setup,
people that just brought it to the table. Like imagine having to bring in 30 or 40 foot field-grown items, and it's not just one. You're packing like 40 of them in a huge
one
booth.
Person.
Yeah, and
everybody trying to get their stuff.
Everybody.
In there. Yeah, so
the behind the scenes, like I've never been there while they're setting up, but I'm assuming it's like organized chaos, right? And then you're rushing to make it right. You know, like there's people that put love into that, man. They bring designers on board to design their thing and the booth and to do it right.
Oh, you could tell.
But you don't have to do that. But it definitely makes you stand out, right? It all depends on the money you have because it costs money to go do that, right? Like a regular booth, I think, is like $5,000, like something, you know, just a regular booth. Right. So you got to have money.
But you find that out from Billy.
Yeah, find that out from Billy. Hit him up. I know if you guys have never been to the FNGLA before, and there's something I can say. If you haven't been in the FNGLA show, like you haven't displayed, then they have a program where they pick, I think, 10 people or 5 people. Billy, don't kill me if I'm wrong. But that they give you like a discounted thing because they set you up in the Fresh from Florida booth. So it's kind of like donated, you know, they donate a space and you get it at a discounted rate, and then I guess Fresh from Florida pays FNGLA. I don't know how it is, but you can get a discount if you guys wanted to do that for your first time. So it was an experience, dude, that I love. I love going to these shows, man. Yeah. We saw so many creative products. We saw the power. What's the name of the Power Master? What's that big drill bit? Well, the company name of the drill bit. You should know. You read it in the video 72 times.
For real. Power Masters?
Yeah, I think it's Power Masters. Well,
don't quote us on that.
Don't quote us on it, but guys, it's basically a huge drill bit that you can put on your electric power drill, so you can drill holes right into the floor, and you don't have to be with a shovel and a pick to do it. Obviously, it all depends where you're at, because if it's limestone, I don't think you're gonna want to be holding a power drill with a big drill, open throttle, and it grabs a rock, it'll break your shoulder. Because that's how we are down here in Miami. It's all limestone.
But he had all different sizes.
Yeah.
Like it's a nice product.
It's a very nice product, all different sizes, different colors. It was really, really cool. We also talked to another gentleman that has these trays. Basically, it's like a metal aluminum frame that you can put your pots in so your plants don't fall over. Yeah, and he demonstrated photos. Like, the guy was on point, man. He knew what he was doing. It wasn't his first show.
True.
And very innovative products.
We've seen the mister again, the gentleman that does the misting.
Basque products. So Basque, that guy is so cool, and his story's insane. I've been working him to get him over here, but he's shy. But we're gonna get him on here if God wants it to be like that, right? But this guy made a portable battery-powered sprayer that you can use it for a million different things. He sells it to schools to sanitize, for restaurant owners to sanitize, people that spray mosquitoes at your house. You can do it yourself. It shoots 15 feet. It's battery powered. It has a strap. It looks like a big speaker, like that soundbox speaker.
For real.
Right? And the battery lasts X amount of time. Like, it's very well built. He showed us videos that day.
And where he makes it at his
warehouse. He makes it. It's a warehouse that's set up like a scientific lab. Yeah. Everybody's dressed like they're scientists.
White floors, white everything.
Yeah, like if you're in some type of biochemic lab.
Truly.
And it was very interesting. It's just very interesting. And then the opportunity, I want to talk about that. The opportunity that's there going to these shows, mingling with people is crazy. And there's what I'm talking about is I talked to one guy. I'm like, hey, how's it been? Dude, I sold $100,000 yesterday, first day of the show. Boom. Oof. Right? But then I talked to someone else and they're like, man, I think this is the last year I'm going to do the show. Right? You can't just be sitting there in your booth, you know, with a crap face on, right? Just sitting there looking down. No one's gonna walk up to you. They're not gonna care. You have to put in work, man. That's what those shows are for. And I know it's 3 days and it can be repetitive, but hey, you signed up for it, so just get it done. Push through it and get it done.
Yeah, make the most of it.
Make the most out of it. Network, talk, drink, take a haul, you know, so your throat don't hurt. Whatever you gotta do, a shot of whiskey, whatever it is that gets you open up and ready to go.
Oh, yeah, like the booth that was selling beer.
Yeah, there was a booth there. I forget who it was from, but they had a bartender with kegs of Bud Light, giving out Bud Light, which was so creative.
Truly, man.
So creative, right? And
it gets a lot of attention.
That's what it is. It's doing something funky, doing something different that makes you stand out from everybody else. Because a lot of the people on the show have similar items for sale. You know, it's plants that are grown in South Florida. How many varieties can there be? You know, I know there's thousands of varieties, but I'm just saying, like, you see a lot of the repetitiveness.
Yeah, but the repetitive means that somebody could have something that you don't.
Yeah.
You know, somebody has something that they don't. You know what I mean? So it's a perfect opportunity.
No, and it's not just that. Talking about that, you can have the same product, but deliver an exception that's different, right? So someone can have regular landscaping plants. They do a regular booth with the plants on the floor, you know, regular, just to be at the show, right? But then you get someone else that has the same style products that puts a lot of work into it. And you can tell that they love the plants. They love the industry. They don't just look at it as a business. They do it for different reasons. Mm-hmm. And you can tell the passion and the love. Obviously, money comes to play with it as well, and creativity, right? Because you got to be creative, right? And if you're not creative and you want to set up a booth, hire somebody to be creative for you.
Right.
You know, there's plenty of people out here that are creative. You can go on IG, guys. You can go on IGs. I know every one of you guys, if you're in the industry, you follow somebody that's creative, right? Some type of designer, some type of architect, some another nursery that does something similar like that. I'm sure if you called them and you ask them a couple questions, they'll give you some feedback.
So it'll be badass. A collab too. You guys could do like a collab.
You
Maybe
could do
he puts
a collab.
his name on something, and you guys do the architecture and with your product and do something cool like that.
There's so many different things you could do. You got to keep it respectful. I know that I went to a TPIE show. I'm not gonna say who it is, but a company there every year that you guys will know who it is if you know about it. They bring girls to model and walk around in bikinis to catch eyes.
I haven't been to
right?
that one.
So no, you haven't been to that one. The last time I went to a TPIE show, I was probably like 17 years old, something like that, because that's when I really started taking everything serious, and I didn't have time to go to a show. Like, I had trucks to load and plants to grow and people to pay, and I don't know, I just couldn't take time to do that.
Different time in your life.
Different time in my life. Now I can go and actually enjoy the show.
Now we have that.
But that comes with a lot of everything, right? To be able to do that. But we did it nonetheless. But so yeah, I talked to another gentleman that told me that they're gonna be cleaning out 1,500 acres, guys, building high-end homes, and they're gonna landscape everything tropical, and it's gonna be like the place to go here in Florida. So that's a huge project. It's probably a 5-year project. But there's people out here, regardless, like we talked with AJM, that are making killer money right now. And it's all over the board. It's all over the board. Like I said, some guy said he sold $100,000 in one day at the show. But then someone else said it's dead and they're not going to do it anymore. And then you have people talking about 1,500 acres high-end homes, and people might say, who's going to buy that?
Right.
You know, and there's so much money running around from everything that has occurred in the past 2 years, right? That people have invested it properly or done whatever they've done. Their business have grown, and they've taken advantage of the opportunities, and they've gone with them, right? All you got to do is look at what, like, let's say whatever industry you're in, you look at who's on top, right? Or let's say way on top of you in your category, right? Because there's so many different categories. Let's say your category, your niche, your niche of what you do, and you look at who's the monster of that space, and you could basically learn so much by just watching them.
That's true.
Right? If they have an IG, you look at what they post. Not saying to mimic them or copy them, but just to
get ideas.
To learn.
Yeah.
To learn, right? You know, you have to a lot of these people too that have gone to the show that have success stories by going to these shows and have made real connections and made a lot of money. They've been going to the shows for years.
Truly.
You
I
know,
think Planet goes to all of them. They say
Planet goes to every show.
Mm-hmm.
They go nationwide.
Yep.
You know, so when you stick to one thing in an industry, not one thing, but in one industry, and you can add on streams to the industry you're in, obviously. But when you stick to it, that's how things develop.
Yeah.
You know, you can't expect to be, you know, a first timer and get $100,000 sale. You know, it might not happen like that. And you can't let that dwindle you either. You can't let that kill your vibe.
But consistency is key, man. With
Consistency
anything that
is
you
key.
do, working out. Anything that you do, and we've talked about this in previous episodes.
Yep.
Consistency is key.
Consistency is key, and
It
time.
gets you,
You gotta let time, you know, you gotta let time really. Time is your best friend. It's your enemy and it's your best friend, in my book. Because during the day I don't have enough time, right? For the day, I wish I had 100 hours in a day, but that's not the case. So in that side, time is cut short for me. But when it comes to making moves and growing and being successful and getting known and having time to build yourself, build a brand, build whatever it is you're doing, reputation, that takes time, guys. That's not going to happen overnight. You know, you can be the best at whatever it is, but if you just showed up, don't expect to blow up. No one blows up like that. Very seldomly do people do that, right? We hear them because people love to share the success stories. And you're like, oh, but a bunch of people have done that. No, sorry. Negative. This is out here duking it out, grinding it out all day long, that people really have to put in the work to
On
make
a
it
side
happen.
note, with you, you make the most with the little bit of time that you have.
Yes, 100%.
So on a side note, Willie doesn't have time, but he makes his time worth more than whatever. That little bit of time he has to actually focus on something that he'll give that 1,000%. He won't slack on it. He'll give it 110. You know what I mean? Because that's how limited he is on time. So he makes the most out of that time. So I have to say that because he really does, bro. He is 100%.
Thank you.
There is the truth, bro.
Yo.
Because you do make the most of your time. And a lot of people don't even realize that they have plenty of time to do anything that they got to do, but they don't put it because they have time.
Yeah.
People that don't have that much time make the most of that little time.
Very true. Very true.
It's
Yeah, like
reality.
this episode, guys, I've tried to film it 4 times. Like, not tried,
Yeah.
but like, hey, we're going to do this one right now. Like, give me 10 minutes. And then 4 people show up. I got to leave. I got to do this. I got to do that. I get a phone call. And then that's it. Hey, we'll do this later. And it is what it is.
And we make the most
But
of
when
the
we're
time that we have.
when we're doing it, we're doing it. Whatever it is, and yes, like you said, I have to, man.
Yeah.
I have to. I
Yeah,
have to
it's-
put in the work.
There's no excuses.
I have to put in the work. There's no excuses, guys. There's no
And especially when
excuses.
you're trying to build something. You have to put you have to put in time.
You have to put in time.
Regardless of how much a little bit of time is more than nothing.
Yeah,
You know, as
guaranteed.
long as you put a little bit every time, based on the amount of time that you have, you're doing more than a lot of people.
You have
Let's
to,
just
bro.
say that.
That's okay. We gotta keep going.
Yeah.
I don't need any credit.
Right.
We'll do that in 10 years or 20 years from now. We have so much work to do. Like sometimes I'll film videos for those stories, but I won't post them just for later. Use them later as a reference, whatever. And I always say, all right, so I gotta go. We have a lot of work to do. Because it's true, we do have a lot of work to do. And it's not that anyone puts a pressure on me to do the work. It's that I put the pressure on myself to do the work, because if I don't put pressure on myself, I'm not a child. I'm not gonna have a parent telling me you got to do it. You know, in your brain you have to program yourself to be able to do it and execute. Like you can't sit there and expect or look at somebody and be like, oh, look at that person, they're so lucky. No, they're not so lucky. You see somebody killing it, just like I've seen a bunch of IG reels, YouTube shorts, all this stuff. Kobe. You know, Kobe putting in the work. Yeah. You know, where's Kobe at? He's training. Yep. Oh, my God. Kobe's training. This guy don't stop training. He's putting in the work. That's why he was who he was.
Exactly.
Just like LeBron, just like any of these guys.
People are at different levels because of that reason.
It's all about how you program yourself and how you push yourself. You know, you see a bodybuilder. Yo, how did this guy get so big? Because that guy's in the gym all day long. He's determined to do it. You see somebody successful. How did that guy make $10 million last year? Well, the guy hasn't stopped. How did Elon Musk build this? Oh, well, he slept on the floor. You know, in his office, you know, like you can't look at somebody and be like, oh, they're lucky. You know, I'm sure luck has to play. There's always luck in everything, right? But you got to be there to get the luck, right? So let me tell you that.
And
you got to be consistent.
So going back to that.
And keep putting in the work, man. Keep building, keep innovating. Whatever idea comes to you, execute. You know, I know it's tough, and not everybody can do that. Because your minds aren't, let's say, set up that way, or you're not at that point in your life where you think that way, right? So some people maybe are disadvantaged in that way because their minds don't think like that. But for the entrepreneurs, and not just entrepreneurs, but anybody wanting to kill it in anything, you're gonna drive yourself. You know, like you hear all this motivation stuff, and I love the motivational stuff, but at the end of the day, you know. You go through 50 motivational reels and you watch all this, and then you close your phone and then you go get a bowl of cereal. And then you sit down and you watch Netflix. 100%, man. 100%. So it's like the motivation ain't going to get you to do it. You got to do it. Yeah. Look, before we even started, before I even started jumping really on IG, I weighed 240 pounds. I lost 60 pounds. Okay, and I've kept it off. You know how many times I've gone on diets in my life that I can remember? Probably like 6 or 7, like real diets where I did lose the weight. Okay, but then I gained it right back. Right. And I'll show one day. I'll post up a couple of pictures so you guys can see. Right, but what made me do it and keep it off this time? Because I wanted to do it. Before I knew I had to do it, it was better for me health-wise, whatever. My knees were popping. I had my twin girls, so every time I would bend down to pick them up, my knees would pop. I wanted to do it. That was the difference. I devoted and said to myself, Willie, this is what you're going to do, and that's what it is. And I made a pact with myself. I pinky promised. I did the blood brother handshake, left and right hand, and that's what it is. And I got rid of all my clothes. I donated all my clothes, every single one of them, and I went and bought the clothes that fit me, and I said, that's it. The day the button's a little tight, I know I gotta go. I gotta go back on a diet, right? So, and I live my life, bro. I eat whatever I want now because I made it to the weight I'm comfortable at. Yeah, you know. But it goes back to being disciplined, you know, and wanting to do it, and wanting to succeed, and wanting to keep creating, and wanting to keep pushing yourself. And that's really what it is, man. Discipline. It's the drive, the energy, you know, that you have, the ideas, the visions, the everything, you know, the purpose, the you know, there's, I can name a million words.
Just two though. Discipline and consistency are the key, man. Yeah, it's
super keys. Super keys.
But you have to be disciplined and you have to be consistent with it.
You have to.
That's how you're going to make it to the next level.
No, you look at everyone at the show, man. They're disciplined enough to be able to do it. You know, spend the money to have your booth, and then spend the money to go and decorate it. Spend the money to bring in the stuff that you need to get it done. You got to ship it from wherever you're at. There's people from all over the world that go to the show, guys. This isn't a show just for Florida. There's people from Georgia, Alabama, New York, everywhere. Cali. There's people Arizona, Texas, people from the islands walking around, people from Europe, people from South America selling liners, selling cuttings. This is a show that they used to do in Fort Lauderdale. I did get wind that they might bring it back to Fort Lauderdale, which is further south, which will just, like, it'll help out the people down south that don't want to have to go to that mission of going up there. But it's a show that is worldwide. I saw one of my buddies there. I don't want to say his name, but I saw one of my buddies there that he brings stuff from all over the world. Product from all over the world. He ships stuff to Dubai, specimens, trees, monsters, whatever it is. He'll figure out a way and he'll bring it. If you got the money and you give it to him, he'll bring you what you want. He'll figure it out. Like, there's some beasts there. And what's so cool about that show is that there's a variety of every type of level of business. So you'll have multi-millionaires. You can walk by a guy that looks like regular Joe Blow and he's worth 200 mil, right? That's for real. And you won't be able to pinpoint him, right? You won't be able to pinpoint. And then there's regular guys just starting out doing it. It's their first show. You know, they got 1 acre. And they're doing 3 varieties of plants. You know, you have an array of everything there, and you better get ready. Take a notebook. They give little bags in the front. Make sure you keep that bag. Take a bag because you're going to get pamphlets. You're going to get books. You're going to get business cards. You're going to forget who you talk to. You're going to forget everything. The best thing to do is, like, get their business card and take a picture of them with the business card in the air just so you can remember who it was, because you're not going to remember. It's too much going on. It's too much going on.
It is.
But the show's a must just to go walk it. I go walk it every single year. I won't miss a year. The FNGLA knows that we love going over there. And we love to make things nice, and we always put a video together. It's the second year. Eddie kills it with the videos. So the video, it came out killer, and we're blessed to have the FNGLA. We're blessed to have people like Billy Deal, right? Like, it's a job, right? People, let's get into that real quick. A job is a job, right? What are you there at the job for? To get paid, right? And it all depends on how you look at it. No, this guy puts in the work. This guy loves what he does. And I've known Billy for a long time. I've known 2 other companies she's worked for. I've known Billy for like the past 11 years. So like the fact to see him, being at that level where he's at, man, putting the show together for the state of Florida that represents all of the horticulture industry and all the industries that intertwine with the horticulture industry, and this guy's there helping put it together. It's like, dude, that's awesome, man.
It is.
The CEO was there. I didn't get to meet him, but the CEO was there as well from the FNGLA, and I'm sure a bunch of people from a bunch of boards, but I don't know everybody in the FNGLA like that, so I didn't know who they were.
Hopefully one day we do.
Hopefully one day we do. I have a feeling we might. But it's just a blessing to have an association that cares enough about plants to put this together. And yes, it's business plants and everything that falls under it, but it's just nice, man. It's cool, man, because how many other industries are there? They don't do trade shows.
And they got everything that ties in, not just plants, trucks and
everything,
and pots and
machines
and everything that you could possibly think, innovative things that allow your business to go to the next level. So,
and this show, something else I want to point out, this show this year was epic.
It was
and
really
I'm not talking about the experience that we had. I'm talking about the show as a whole. Yeah. Because we went, and you could go on YouTube, you could watch that video. That one's under A's Ornamental Nursery.
Oh, yeah, that one's on A's.
From the 2021 Together Again show.
Yeah.
Awesome show, but not like this one.
You could tell the difference.
So there was about 3 or 4 or 5 times more people.
Yeah.
Like, it was packed.
It was back to normal.
It was packed, man. It was so packed. It was awesome. The booths. There was so many booths. Last year we saw a lot of booths that were rented, but no one made it.
We also did go on a different day. We went the last day. Maybe that could make a little. Maybe that could play a little difference.
We went the last day. We went on a Friday. This time we went on a Thursday. But regardless, dude, they had a lot more space.
Different vibe.
So it was a bigger venue.
Yeah.
A lot larger venue with a lot more booths.
Truth.
And we did see a couple empty booths, meaning that someone paid for the space, they put their name, but never made it. And that could be a bunch of reasons, right? Someone got sick, someone passed away, someone couldn't make it, whatever it is. They said, forget it, I'm busy, I can't go.
Right.
And it is what it is, and they did a tax write-off, right?
True.
Right? But this year, it was packed to the gills. Everything was on point. The show, you guys, Billy Deal, you guys killed it. The whole FNGLA, you guys killed it. We greatly appreciate you. And when I say we, I'm not talking about me. I'm not talking about Eddie. I'm not talking about A's Ornamental. I am talking about the industry. The industry needs people like you guys that put in the work. That put in the work, and you can sign up to their newsletter by becoming a member. And now you get all the information when it comes to what's going on in the industry, politics in the industry, news in the industry, endangered species, invasive little pests, that come in. Everything you get from the FNGLA. So the FNGLA puts in a lot of work. They have scientists on board. They have people, the doctors, and it's like it's the real deal.
There's a reason why they are who they are.
Yeah. There's nothing close to it. There's not another one, right? So there's no one that they're up against, but they do a very good job when it comes to that. They do an awesome, awesome job. And I hope one day that we can work together with the FNGLA just to keep on broadcasting all the stuff that they put hard work into so it gets into everybody's eyes and ears. I would love to be a part of that because I love this industry. I'm very passionate about the industry. If you guys don't know by now.
If you guys don't listen to Willie's stories, yo, check out Willie's stories because Willie's stories is all him. Like, ain't nobody here saying Willie, you got it. No. That's all Willie right there.
Yeah,
like
I put the pressure on myself.
Willie's stories and how descriptive.
I love it.
Look at how beautiful this plant is.
Yeah. Don't make
fun. No. Like for real. Like Willie's stories are next level. If you guys don't, you guys are missing out. You guys are definitely missing out if you guys.
I love plants, guys. I'm using the tools that God gave me. I'm using the experiences that I've been through, and I'm just meshing what I can together. I'm using the tools, guys. I don't leave one tool on the shelf myself every tool I use.
No, Willie kills it. Like, you guys really do. No, you guys really, please tune in.
I love this industry. I love the people in the industry, even though some people might put a mask on while they're there. Regardless, high energy, high love factor, professionals. There's everything there that you could ever imagine you can find there. You can buy a Kubota while you're there.
Truly.
And they'll ship it to you.
No, you can drive off. You can put the Kubota in the truck.
No, you can't do that. But I'm saying
with the trailer,
you can probably fill everything out there, or they send it through an email. Right, e-sign, e-doc, and boom, before you get back home on Monday, the tractor's already there.
It's true.
There's so many opportunities while you're there, and to meet people, make connections, let people know what you do. Like, it's insane. Obviously, it's a cluster, right, of information, and some people might forget you. They might not call you back, whatever, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. You can also buy products there on site. So you see a guy that's selling liners. How many you got? Oh, we got 20,000 coming up. All right, can I pre-book? Boom, boom, boom. You write them a check right there, and boom, now you did it.
If you go with, like, reason, if you're going there for a particular reason because you're looking for something particular, this is perfect.
Look, we saw Juan from Greenwald 305, our buddy, right? And he went looking for specific trees.
Exactly.
And I asked him that we did it on the stories. We posted up on the stories. You can look in the highlights. It's all there on the plant movement. On the plant movement. And I said, hey, did you find the trees you were looking for? And he goes, yes, and a little more. Right? Because he's setting up a garden center. Right? Well, he set up a garden center already. So he's running his garden center. He's running his high-end landscape company. Yeah. So, like, just his face said it all to me. Right. So what does that mean? That means he made a lot of connections, a lot of money, a lot of opportunity. Right.
Perfect example of the benefit
of going.
Yep.
Of going and shaking people's hands. And you can't be scared
even if
when
you're
you go
not
to
setting
shows.
up like your booth. Just going is almost enough.
Yeah. Going for one day. If you take the time, I know everybody's busy. I know you guys are killing it. Right. I truly do. But take one day and go to the show next year. It's on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Pick a day and go. If you got a family, take the kids. Take them out of school. Forget about it. Let's go to Disney. Let's go to Universal. Let's go to Islands of Adventure. Let's make a weekend out of it. Okay. Right? You do it anyway.
No. Don't be telling them to take them. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm saying go make a trip out of it. Right? Take your kids. I saw a bunch of kids there. Right? Take your kids. Go do that. I don't take my kids because I have things to do, and my kids will want to hang out with me and play with me the whole time, and I can't do that while I'm there. But it's definitely a show that if you are in the horticulture industry, wherever you're listening to, anywhere in the nation, anywhere in the world, if you're ever if you ever want to come to Florida for any reason and you're in the industry, come during that time because it's something you don't want to miss.
Very beneficial. Very beneficial.
And I just want to close it out saying thank you to everybody at the FNGLA. Thank you to everyone that showed us love. An immense amount of love that is unmatchable. It was amazing. And we made a lot of great connections there. Got to see a lot of great people. Got to give a lot of hugs because I'm a big hugger. So I got to give a lot of hugs. Forget about COVID.
Check out the video.
And it was just awesome. And stay tuned, guys, because we never know what's going to happen next. But I can almost promise you that next year will be better than it was because we're striving for that. So as time goes on, it's only going to get better. Just like the podcast will get better, the guests will get better, and everything's going to get better in due time because we're working towards it. So if you guys are followers of what we're doing and you guys have been here since you heard about us, just know that we are putting in the work. We put in work every single day, regardless of what's going on. Work is getting put into this. I know we don't put out podcasts every day, but that's not the goal. All right? That's why you guys don't see that. Everything's done with a purpose, with something behind it to make it a specific, topic or a specific whatever for whatever time we feel is relevant to do so. Right. The guests are relevant. Like the last guest, we had an AJM nursery, which is a plant nursery that does similar things to what we do here at our plant nursery. That I told him, I said, man, our great-grandfathers are rolling over in the grave, me and you sitting next to each other, because this is stuff you don't get nowhere else. But I'm not scared. He ain't scared. It's okay. We got a lot of love. We have a lot of knowledge. Why not sit together, two masterminds, and talk about it? Talk about the industry, talk about things we've gone through, what we're facing, how we're accomplishing things, how we're getting through whatever it is, tasks that we have on our plate, battling through it and getting it done.
Very well.
And it's awesome that we have the platform to be able to do it.
Truly.
So, guys, thank everybody. Thank you guys at the FNGLA. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. All right, God bless you guys. If you want to check out the video, like we said 5 times, I'll just say it one more time. The Plant Movement Podcast on YouTube.
Yeah.
All right? And if you don't follow us on IG and you found us on the podcast streams, jump on Instagram. You don't have Instagram, jump on YouTube, subscribe, follow, share, hit the bell, hit the thumbs up.
Everywhere.
I never thought I would be saying that, but here we are saying it.
And Sean's episode's next.
Sean's episode 24, Straight Fire. You're going to want to listen to it if you're in the industry because the guy's a high-level personnel on all the boards. So get ready because it's straight fire. And he brought the fire.
He did.
All right, guys, thank you for listening. You made it to the end. God bless you guys. We love you. Stay safe. Keep hustling. Succeed. Positivity. No negativity in your life. And let's go, baby. We have a lot of work to do. Bye. Let's go.